Which of these politicians do you think would do well on Survivor? Are you ready? Donald Trump.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, he's not one for roughing it.
His face would melt off. His skin, is it even real skin? It's like latex. It would just...
Hey everybody, it's John Lovett, and this is Love It or Leave It presents Bravo America. I'm sitting down with some of my favorite icons of reality TV because I genuinely believe you cannot understand politics in this moment if you don't understand the dynamics of reality television. Today I'm talking to Survivor's Black Widow, Parvati Shallow. She just went on a pretty interesting run on this season of Survivor Australia versus the World, after which she announced her official retirement from Survivor. She's been on the Traitors. She also won Survivor Micronesia back in 2008. She is the most experienced Survivor player with a record 165 days spent on the island in her career. Her book, Nice Girls Don't Win: How I Burned It All Down to Claim My Power, is out right now. Here she is, Parvati Shallow, the Black Widow.
I have PTSD from my game show experiences, and I've done quite a bit of therapy to recover from them across the board. And I will say, yeah, this is my first time, I think, sitting at a round table since Traitors. I don't have a round table. I have square tables.
Well, I'm sorry that we didn't think about that. We didn't know that was going to happen. But wait, so
I might need to lay down on the couch.
So why, like, you're one of the greats. You know that you're one of the greats. You take that. You take that as.
I do. I receive it. I think it comes from longevity and from putting myself out there and then proving to myself over and over again that I last to the end.
Yeah.
Most of the time when I play these games. So yes, I have done some digging into what makes me so good at these games. To write my book, I really dove into it, and I was like, oh, I see the hallmarks of a good reality show player, Survivor strategist, Traitors player. Like, you have to be able to just dive into the unknown and not need to control every element of it. You have to be able to be told what to do, but then also find your way around all the rules to make it work for you. So there's some things that I was born into in my life that really prepared me mentally to do well in these games.
Yeah, I feel like that's also what I brought to my 3 days in Survivor.
Yeah,
and that
crushed
because I
those
was
3
able
days,
to
though.
really, like, I did not get eliminated for any of the first 2 days that I was there.
Congrats.
And I'm really proud of that. And so it's just like two great reality show players sitting at a table talking. What a treat for the audience.
A true delight.
So, by the way, before you came in, we were like testing the audio, and we had the clip of my being voted out that we were going to show you later. And just to test it, speaking of PTSD, I was just sitting in this room as they played me getting voted out over and over and over again, like I'm nothing, like I'm an object.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
So it's okay.
Guys,
it's okay.
that's
It's
cruel.
okay.
They're all laughing at you.
Yeah, they all found it pretty fucking funny. So you were originally supposed to be on The Amazing Race all the way back when, right?
Yeah.
And so you weren't even trying to get on Survivor.
No.
And then you get cast on Survivor.
Right.
Did you, like, what did you think about it before you went on it? What was your awareness of it? Like, how confident in your own kind of ability to strategize were you?
I wrote this casting story in my book, and it's one of the most fun stories in there because I had no idea what I was getting myself into, but I really wanted the adventure. And when I got cast on Survivor, I was like, oh, that's the show where they eat bugs. And the casting director was like, yep, you got it. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Sounds great. So I threw myself into this adventure, not knowing what to expect. And it was a culture shock, steep learning curve. I mean, I went camping and stuff when I was young, but I never slept in the dirt with bugs crawling on me and starved. So that was new, fresh take. But I realized that it's just really a social game. So I had been playing Survivor socially since I was born, and then in high school especially, because I really went for it with a senior superlative. I wanted to win friendliest. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I was so hardcore about the superlative. So I played Survivor in high school. I gathered my allies. I had a girl group, basically the OG Black Widow Brigade. I formed it at Sprayberry High School with my 3 best friends, and they helped me win all the things I wanted to win.
Do you think that that might have been a bad sign for me when I graduated with no friends? I was 0. I made it. I shot the moon high school wise, but look at you now. I was voted, or I was runner up, both for most likely to outsmart Einstein. That was something.
Runner up.
So
Most likely, who beat you?
I think it was Adam Taubman.
Adam.
And I get it.
Has he applied for Survivor?
I don't think so. Because he's a little bit smarter than me. But the
where is Adam now?
And then
do you think that people who play Survivor are a little bit dumb, or a little bit crazy, or like what is it that makes us want to do that?
I can't speak for all of the many others, but I do think you have to be. I think that like having been through it, it makes you more outraged when people quit, because you know what it takes to get there, and it is so much work to get there. And I think you have to. Steve Martin wrote this book, and it has this line, which I'm going to paraphrase and butcher, but it's something like, you need delusions of grandeur to get you between moments of genuine inspiration. And I think you have to have the ability to really, really believe something insane for a long time to get you all the way from the U.S. to Micronesia or Fiji or wherever it may be. Like, yes, everybody has little flights of fancy, but you got to be able to hold on to it for months without reality creeping in before you look around and be like, what am I doing here?
I know. You're so right. It is a complete fantasy world. I think also you have to have like such an insane real life that leaving your real life to go play Survivor feels like the responsible thing to do.
Oh, that's interesting. Was that how you felt?
Yes.
What was going on? What was going on for you when you decided to do this?
Well, I had recently graduated college, and I had started working at this PR firm. I got a real job with my degree. I got a degree in journalism and public relations, and I was working at this PR firm, and I like slogged in day after day for 3 whole months, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I quit and started waiting tables and just spun my wheels, didn't know what I was going to do. I started boxing. I was competing in boxing matches, partying in Hollywood with a crew, and was recruited by a casting associate who knew that I was a boxer and was like, that's cool. Like, be on TV. And I was like, how did you know? This is my destiny.
Yeah, but like it really is your destiny. Do you like feel like it was like you're even just sitting here, like we've met before, but even sitting here, I'm like, oh my God, like the TV charisma that comes off of you just sitting at the table is like so intense, and you're so like I see how you managed to just sort of ensorcel all these men into your no, but I see it. It's really and and by the way, like men and women over the years who have like just sort of like followed you into their own demise, which is just so interesting. But I get it, because I think I would. I would.
Really funny.
I could be. I'm captured right now.
You are captured. You actually can't leave. I've bolted the door.
That's right.
Yeah. Don't even try. Actually, I mean, I truly am like really having PTSD in this room, because the round table is reminding me of Traitors, and behind you, you've got these little figurines and stacks of books. It looks like the Traitors set in here.
What was it? So, okay.
The monkeys up there.
Sure. Yeah, that was a big feature. That lamp's one of the most expensive things in this room. We never see it. That couch too. That couch and those monkeys.
The eagle pillow, is that from, where's that? A vintage find from Joshua Tree?
For sure. Or World. Yeah, that's right. Or maybe like World Market. But like you're on Survivor. So first of all, you're on this season, which turns out to be an amazing season with a lot of amazing moments and players.
Cook Islands, the race wars.
Well, that's the thing. It was also a season where they tried something insane, and you don't know, because like you didn't know you were on race war until like what, you get to the beach? Is that when you found out? Like, when did you know?
I was completely flabbergasted. I was like, this is illegal. You can't do this, actually. This is illegal.
So for people listening, basically that season, which has amazing players on it, but begins with 4 tribes, and they are divided by race. And it is, and you're just like, no.
What? I was like, is this kosher? And they were like, yeah, you can say that. I'm like, what is going on? So the journalists that came down in the earlier seasons of Survivor, I don't know if you had this when you played, but we would have pregame press.
Yeah, we did that.
Okay, so the journalists were there and they were interviewing us and they were like, any guesses on what the theme is? And I was like, no, I've never even seen the show. I have no idea what I'm doing here. And the only person who figured it out was, can you guess?
Was it Yule?
Yeah.
Well, of course it was. God, he's
course.
so smart. Truly
He's so smart.
So smart.
He's so smart, but I will tell a funny story about Yule.
Okay.
So on season 40, Yule like fully blindsides me, gets me out of the game. Then he comes to Edge of Extinction next, and we're sitting and chatting, and he's like, so, I'm going to make a spreadsheet about games to play with children. So I have kids. And I just need some ideas. Like, what are some fun ideas? I'm like, wait, you're making a spreadsheet of things to do with your kids? Like, he's crowdsourcing playdate ideas and activities to do with his kids because he's too smart.
Just to fill the time while waiting at Edge of Extinction?
Yeah, he's like building a spreadsheet in his brain. And then he's like, I would also like to add in lunch items. What do we pack kids for lunches? And he's crowdsourcing ideas and building full-on Excel spreadsheets of things to do with his kids and what to pack.
Just like in his mind while
yes!
we're sitting there?
He's so smart.
Is he one of the smartest? Is he the smartest person you played with? What do you think?
Definitely. Hands down. There's
something-
no one smarter than Yule.
There was something amazing about how he played, which was different than I think any other winner, which is he was so transparent and direct. Like, not since, I mean, like, there was that moment in the very first season where Richard Hatch basically explains the game theory, which is, I need to let go because you'll do what's in your interest, and I don't want to vote for Rudy, so I'm going to step back, and I think it's going to work, and it did. But, like, he was so methodical and direct with people, and I don't think there's been someone who was able to do that in the same way.
It's really hard to be that forthright. Yule did have the idol that he could play after the votes were read, this like super special, ultra powerful idol. So I think that gave him even more of a sense of authority and power. But yeah, I think you're right. I can't think of anyone who has been that upfront.
Yeah. Well, so there's a lot of like, did you know going in how good of a liar you were?
So here's the deal. I am very good at emotional manipulation.
Nice.
I am very bad at lying. It's a gray area, and hear me out. Lying to me means like making up a lie. So I also tell the story in my book when I'm with Natalie and Alexis, and I've tribe swapped away from Amanda and Suri, and I'm like, oh my God, I need them on my side. So I make up a lie, and I say, Eliza wants to vote out Alexis. Me saying that was like, I had like a pit in my stomach. It's like, you know that feeling where you're like, I'm going to get caught. I know someone's going to out me. I'm like, I get super paranoid. So that's why it was really hard for me being a traitor on Traitors, because I was like lying and having to say like, no, I'm not a traitor, and here's this person's a traitor, and that's why, blah, blah, blah. But on Survivor, you can just say, yeah, I'll vote with you. Like, that's kind of an easy one.
Yeah.
Versus making up a lie that you're like, I'm going to get caught. If someone plays this back and if Alexis talks to Eliza and then they come together, they're going to out me, and then how do I get out of that? That freaks me out.
So is the difference, it's interesting to think about this. So is the difference, I'm just trying to understand your distinction, because they're, just to be clear, I think you're lying in both, but but in one, but I think here's what
it is lying. You're right. It is lying in both. It's just sort of like a shade of lying.
Well, I feel like in one, the lie can be proven objectively because it's just simply a false story about the world. In the other, you're kind of more lying about how you feel.
Yeah.
And you're the only one that knows
yes.
if it's true or not. I guess, unless you've also told someone else you're going to vote that way.
Which is why I love a blindside. I love a secret vote. I love a blindside because then the person is gone out of the game and you don't have to deal with them tomorrow.
Is that why you feel like your skills were better suited to Survivor than to Traitors? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. But with Traitors, when I had the secret mission with the chalice, I can pull that off. That's a body lie.
What's a body lie?
A body lie is like you just hold it in your body. You're like, I'm pretending to be your friend right now, but I'm actually going to kill you.
Wow, that's a body lie. So many different kinds of lying that you claim to not be very good at. A little bit alarming. Did you? So in your first season, you make it far, and you've even said this, that kind of you played off the assumption that you were going to be like ditzy and you're like a flirt, right?
Yeah.
But it was, fans versus favorite. I don't know if you tell me, but to me, in my mind, I think, oh, you did great in your first season, but fans versus favorites, that's when you became like a force.
That was when the Black Widow was born.
Yes. And just so for people who may not have seen it, one of the most amazing runs in any reality show, any competition show ever. You're just murdering people week after week, and it culminates in it gets to be it's one of the greatest moves, but it required also one of the dumbest moves in the history of the game, which is somebody giving up their immunity idol because they didn't want anyone to not like them, I guess.
Yeah.
Very sweet. So when you're in that moment, are you thinking, I can't believe this is working? Are you thinking, oh my God, this is amazing television? What are you thinking?
I can't believe this is working. That was like blowing my mind. It was running on a loop over and over again because I'm looking at Eric in tribal council taking the necklace off of his body, and I'm looking at the jury, and Eliza's mouth has hit the floor. It's hanging open, unhinged. James has his head in his hands. Eric's still taking the necklace off, handing it over to Natalie, and I'm like hiding behind him, trying to look like, yep, of course, this is exactly what we planned, and yes. And inside, I'm like, oh my God, how is this actually happening?
What's Jeff's face doing?
Jeff is trying.
He knows. He knows what's unfolding before him. He's got the information.
Yeah, he's mind boggled, but he's also part of the special world. Like, he doesn't want to blow it for us in that moment. So he's also keeping his face as neutral as possible. But I see it. Like, I can read Jeff, and I'm like, oh, he's really loving this.
Can you read Jeff?
Yeah, I can.
What are you reading when you're reading Jeff?
Well, no, Jeff's like, he's an excellent host because he reads people so well. And when he sits at tribal council, he's, I feel like Jeff and I have similar sort of social brains. Like, we really understand body language and like a little, if you push on this lever over here, then this one over here will crack and this will crumble. And I'm like, Jeff is sort of like a maestro in that way.
Yeah, you're both. I know what you mean by saying you're similar. You're also both like hyper present. Like you're like more here than most people are here. Like, I can just see that. And like Jeff is the same way. You're just like, oh, like I have to be extremely engaged because this is a person who is extremely keyed into what's happening right now.
Does that stress you out, or is it okay?
It's no, it doesn't stress me out. It more I like kind of it creates it forces you to do the same in a good way, I think. Like, it does.
Okay,
it actually reminds you about the importance of being present. And so, like, as we've been talking, I have found myself becoming more present.
Like, if I was a little bit less present, what would you be doing right now?
I would still be doing this, but I might be more like, I might be like willing to kind of look around a little bit more or to go to my screen a little bit more. Yeah. But you don't allow that.
Okay, sorry.
I'm in charge. It's not like you're not even, not that you're demanding it. It's that like you're very intense. You know that.
I'm very intense. I'm a Scorpio moon. I can't stop myself. This is just how I am.
Yeah.
I was born like this.
Because of where the planets were, you think?
Apparently, yeah. This is what I've been told. Mm-hmm. And I live in the haunted house.
What does that mean?
So I don't know. I think it has to do with my Scorpio moon. I enjoy a haunted house. And I'm making a whole show about it. I'm making a haunted house reality competition show. How do you feel about ghosts?
They've never created much of trouble for me.
Would you live in a haunted house for a week?
Oh, yes.
Yes?
Absolutely.
Well, okay, you're on
All
the
right.
cast.
Fuck yeah. That's great. No, I'm astrology. I just think when people stop going to church, they really were casting about for something to believe in.
No. Astrology has been around before church.
Mm-hmm.
Do a deep dive into history. Astrology was here from the dawn of time, from the dawn of humanity,
Sure.
even before humans existed.
Before there was, well, I mean, there were certainly stars.
Stars and planets and
but
aliens.
nobody to look at them. Oh, aliens. Do you think
extraterrestrials.
they have star signs, the aliens?
I think they are the star signs. I mean,
What's going on?
do you want to go there? I'll take you there.
Take me there.
Okay. Well, look, we're what, 70% water,
Yeah.
and the moon controls
Unless
the
I have
tides.
like Delhi or something, then it feels like it goes up.
The moon controls the tides of the ocean. So
Oh.
if you look at planet Earth as a body, if we're all like microcosms of the macro,
Mm-hmm.
planet Earth is like an eyeball of a giant in outer space. Are you guys on mushrooms yet?
I didn't think about taking mushrooms before
But
this.
think about it.
I am thinking about
probably
it.
have some in my bag if you
Yeah,
want.
that tracks.
I'm also not on mushrooms right now. Just
I don't
to be
think you
clear
are.
for our
I know
listeners.
that you're not.
How do you know?
I don't think you are. I don't
No,
think
this
you
is
are.
just truly how I am. But I also really think this way. And I think it helps me on Survivor because I can zoom in and be super present and do like the game and strategize with you, but also be thinking like, we are inside of the eyeball of a giant. Like, we are floating in outer space. What is happening? How are we even glued to this planet? How are we not falling off?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. We should just spin off of it. I agree. So do you think that maybe growing up in a commune had something to do with this?
Yes. I was born into magical thinking.
That's cool.
Born into it. And I make these parallels in the book. It's really wild. I feel like Survivor, I was destined to play Survivor, not Amazing Race. I have no direction. I lived in New York for like 4 years and never figured out which way to walk outside of the subway. I would
yeah.
always go the wrong way for like a full 10 minutes.
I get that.
So I'm glad I didn't do Amazing Race. But I basically was born into Survivor. The commune that I lived in was a like wooded, swampy kind of place in Florida, run by a female guru, very charismatic. We would have these fire ceremonies at night where people would gather around these fire ceremonies. She would lead them, and people would throw their karma into these into the fire. They would throw like their it would be like confession. It's what people do at tribal council. They come in and they're like, I'm going to confess my bad deeds and Jeff is going to absolve me from my guilt and whatever. And then you're going to actually just vote someone out and crush their dreams. I was doing all of this. I was a part of I was born into it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that where you picked up astrology, you think?
I mean, I don't really know where I picked up astrology, but I love it. I geek out about it. It's so fun for me to think about. I love thinking about being a Scorpio moon. Also, Amy Lou Wood is a Scorpio moon, and I love her, and I love having that in common with her.
That's
So I'll
exciting.
talk about it till the day I die.
Love It or Leave It is brought to you by Helix. I love Helix mattress. I have a Helix mattress. I have a Dawn Luxe. It's definitely improved my sleep. I have really great linen sheets on it, and I get a great night's sleep every night. And if I don't, it's because of the news, not the mattress. Helix knows there's no better way to test out a new mattress than by sleeping on it in your own home. That's why they offer a 100-night trial and a 10 to 15-year warranty to try out your new Helix mattress. Everybody is unique, and everyone sleeps differently. That's why Helix has several different mattress models to choose from, each designed for specific sleep positions and feel preferences. So how do you know which Helix mattress works best for you and your body? Take the quiz from Helix Sleep and find the perfect mattress in under 2 minutes. I took that Helix Sleep quiz and I was matched with a Dawn Luxe because I wanted something firm but plush. Sleeping on my side, sleeping on my back, sleeping on my stomach. All the positions. Sounded worse than I meant to. All of them. Your personalized mattress is shipped straight to your door free of charge. Go to helixsleep.com/loveit for 20% off site-wide. That's helixsleep.com/loveit for 20% off site-wide. Make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. helixsleep.com/loveit. How many seasons of Survivor have you done?
5.
5. That's 4 in the U.S. and now you're doing this what's this, Australia versus the world.
Oh, yeah.
So, after the Black Widow Brigade has its moment, how, is it like the 4 of you feel like did you stay close after, or is it the kind of thing like you did a bank heist together and now we kind of go our separate ways?
We did go our separate ways, and I think it had a lot to do with, Suri lived on the East Coast and I lived in LA, and Amanda and I, we just didn't really stay connected after the game because she was dating Ozzy. And Ozzy was mad at me.
Was he?
For blindsiding him.
Yeah, you got him.
And Amanda didn't fess up and say she was part of it.
Does that I felt this a little bit after, which is like I got what I was, the first vote, whatever. But like, so it's not like we were close. But I went in believing this. I feel this leaving, which is it's like all's fair in the game, right? Like,
Yeah.
but that emotions are emotions. So like, have you had have tensions followed you with people after the game like that?
Yeah. Especially back then, we were all really young and it was kind of still new. Survivor was sort of a baby still.
Yeah.
Season 16, it's now 50 seasons of
crazy.
the show, which is wild. But yeah, back then, like, this was a really big deal. In a different era in pop culture, paparazzi would chase us around. Like, people cared about what we were up to. And we didn't have anything else going on. Like, we were in our early 20s. And so this was the biggest deal for all of us that had ever happened. And people wanted to be famous, wanted to be actors, wanted to be celebs. And I'd crushed Ozzy's dreams, and he was mad at me. And James and I stayed very close after the game.
Yeah.
He moved to LA. And we were like besties. He helped me move. Like, he was just the sweetest, best guy. He did a few guest appearances. He was on like All My Children or General Hospital. He loved soap operas.
It's so fun.
Isn't he funny?
It's so great.
He's like this big, giant
He's
man.
cute, yeah.
And
Good guy to help you move. He's a
oh
big
yeah,
dude.
he was great. He just lift a couch with his one hand.
Yeah.
I was like, put it over there, James.
But would you say Suri is like the best player to never win?
1,000%.
Right? Like,
yes.
it has to be. Like, there's a lot of great players who haven't won, but like she was.
I don't know what the deal is with Suri. She's so good.
Yeah.
But she won Traitors.
She won Traitors.
So she
won
has
Traitors.
won, and she could have won Big Brother. She was close there. She's come so close on Survivor.
I know. Well, she got the most. The elimination where without any votes was one of the most like outrageous.
What?
Just the too many rules intersecting at one moment to fuck Suri. That sucks.
I know. What do you think about that? Like shot in the dark and the other kind of things.
I have a problem with it. Just sort of. I always think about it in terms of, like, the actual like as a player, it's hard. It just makes everything harder. But in terms of like as a show, like they say, like if you're writing a script, people will buy a bad coincidence, but not a good coincidence. So like if a character is in debt and then gets in a car accident, you buy it. If a character is in debt and then wins the lottery, you don't buy it. You're like, oh, well, that doesn't matter. It's not satisfying.
Right.
And the problem with luck in Survivor is it's a zero-sum game. So any person's lucky loss is another person's lucky gain. And so it inevitably cancels out. And so I always love I want to see people fighting each other and having the rules fall back a little bit. But I also get that, like, people now criticize the new era, but they also forget that some of those early seasons, those early episodes could be pretty boring because there weren't twists and alliances had formed, and you could try to find drama in it. But like, you went through multiple episodes where it was just you knew what was going to happen, like, pretty early on, right?
Cook Islands was really straightforward.
Yeah.
Micronesia was less so because they did have a tribe swap. And people were like gunning for me from the beginning. So I did have my back against the wall early. And for me, when that happens, like, I come out kicking and screaming, like, you are not going to get rid of me easily. And I think that makes good TV.
Yeah.
When someone's got their back against the wall and there's someone who will do whatever it takes to get themselves out of that situation, like, that's what I want to watch.
Yeah.
I loved watching Rob at the round table on Traitors.
Fight his way back. It was
Yes.
awesome. It was awesome. It was
Oh,
awesome.
that
It
was so
awesome.
good.
What do you think about the new era?
I've kind of fallen off on watching. I'll watch if I have a friend who's like really into it, or I don't know, someone else is excited about it, I'll watch. But it's like there's a lot of people,
Yeah.
right?
Well, yeah.
It's like 50 seasons of the show, and I'm at a place where I'm moving forward with other projects that are not Survivor related. So it's just a big time commitment for me to
Catch up with the new rules. Yeah.
dive in and
Like, I realized when I was out there that, like, because I can be very intense. I was very focused, but what happened in my vote out was basically somebody had just kind of like, they just had like they kind of collapsed and kind of begged and had like a real like kind of crazy moment on the mat where they basically like immolated a little bit. And whether it was like fully strategy or not, what I realized is, oh, like I'll fight really hard. And like I did. And like I tried so many different things to get out of it. But I just didn't have a lot of leverage. It was the first vote. It was like hard to move. But what I realized is something I couldn't do is like, oh, I'm not gonna, like, there's a camera here. Like I'm not gonna beg, right? Like I don't want it. So I want to fight hard and win, but not in a way that was like, I wasn't willing to,
humiliate yourself.
Right. I wasn't, or be pathetic.
Yeah.
And like, in your seasons, in the early seasons, there really just wasn't that. Really didn't happen as much. And now there have been seasons where people just kind of go a little bit pathetic, and then they're not threats anymore, and so they hang on for a while.
I think you really have nailed something. Yeah, the casting is very different now than it used to be. I mean, look, they used to recruit. Like I was recruited. I'd never seen the show. Now the way that people are getting cast in the game is, they've wanted this for 20 years. They've tried out over and over and over again. This is their shot. They've now been filmed at home. Their family knows they're going. I think they talk to their family and they're like, whatever it takes, do whatever it takes. And I don't know if they're being encouraged to have those more emotional moments, but it does seem that we're seeing a lot more of those.
I don't think they're being encouraged. I think I think it's
their
just happening.
personality.
I think it's just happening.
Because that did not happen on Australian Survivor.
Really?
So no. So that's like not a thing.
But it's longer, right? Australian Survivor?
Well, the one that I played was shorter because it was a special season. So they did it as a big celebration. It's like the Olympics of Survivor.
How long was it?
16 days.
16.
But I'll tell you what. Sari and I were sitting under a log crying because we're getting rained on. And we're like, why are we doing this? Even one day of getting rained on is actual torture.
Why were you doing it?
Why? Because I had unfinished business. Because it was in Samoa. I lost Heroes versus Villains by a smudge. I felt like I had some unfinished business in Samoa specifically. And I never wanted to play Survivor again. The U.S. version after season 40, because I was like, there's pre-game alliances. These new people don't want me around. They don't want to play with me. So I'm not going to go and play a game that no one wants to play with me. That's like torture. But the Australians might want to play with me. The international people might want to. So I was like, oh, there's a sliver of hope that maybe I could win this game. And when they called me to do it, I was like, Olympics of Survivor, 16 days I can leave my kid for that amount of time. It's not as big of a lift to go leave for a month and a half, but 16 days I can do. It ended up being like 3 weeks all in. But I was like, I gotta go and I gotta like reclaim my victory that I lost in Samoa in 2010. It just felt like the culmination of my legacy.
Wow. It's funny that like you are one of the best to ever play Survivor. You should have won Heroes versus Villains. Like you should have won that. Is that something you want to believe? Is that something you do believe? Like, do you think it's unfair that you didn't win that season?
I believe life works in mysterious ways, and I think that's the best game I ever played at that point in time. Like, I played a better game on Heroes Villains than I did on Micronesia, and I won Micronesia. So, ergo, I believe I should have won Heroes Villains, but the way that the jury was set up, it was Amanda was on it, and we had lost our closeness. Candace was on it from Cook Islands, and they'd started on the other side. It's like the jury was not in a place to reward gameplay like they are now.
Do you think that part of it, though, not to impugn any one person, but you weren't given the credit even in the moment because you're a woman?
I think that has a lot to do with it.
Because everyone was crediting it to Russell, even though they had watched Russell have no idea what was fucking happening.
Multiple times. And
yet you were seen as and described as someone who was sort of following or kind of filling a role for Russell.
As a wife, a battered wife is how Candace described me when she got up and gave her jury speech. She was like, you acted like a battered wife in an abusive relationship and you didn't get out of it. And I was like, that's bullshit, because you wanted to work with Russell 2 days ago before you got blindsided by him. So you saying that to me is incredibly hypocritical, but they wouldn't let me speak at the final tribal. Amanda silenced me. Candace didn't want me to talk. They were like, we don't want to hear you speak because we've already made our minds up. So for me, I was like, yes, it was very much an issue of me being a woman. It was very much an issue of the men already feeling like sort of protective and wanting to defend Eric Reichenbach from the previous season when I destroyed him. It's like, we're going to get revenge on this girl kind of a thing. And then they had also been humiliated. Like JT got played by me, by his own letter and his own immunity idol. So he got Eric Reichenbach in Heroes Villains. And JT was really pulling the strings with Amanda and Candace. So those girls were following along what he wanted at that point. And in Ponderosa, it's like the law of the jungle out there, Ponderosa. They just listen to whoever is the most alpha.
Yeah, there was just whatever the personality issues. There was a feeling that like because Russell was such an aggressive personality, people could not just instinctively see that he was working for you.
Yes. Well, I mean, it was so obvious when he gave me his idol knowing that he was being voted. Like early in the game, he was willing to sacrifice himself for me.
And it happened in front of the jury. They watch it happen. You can see his face. There's another famous moment in that episode where you play a second idol.
Yeah.
And it's clear you ran that game.
Well, he gave me 2 idols.
Right. I'm saying because he didn't know you had one.
He didn't know I had one. So even before that, before the jury, before the merge, it's either me or Russell that's getting voted out. Russell knows he's on the chopping block. He gets up and plays his idol for me. So I'm like, this guy was willing to die.
Yeah.
Like he would be out of the game to save me. And people are just like, no, he's in charge because he's the man. He's the loudest. He's the most aggressive. He was dominating. He was scaring people left and right. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do what you say. I'm going to fact check what you're telling me about Danielle because she's my ride or die over here. And I'm going to talk to her. He's like, don't talk to her. And then I go talk to her and he's lying. And I'm like, okay, you're lying. But I know how to work with people like that.
Yeah.
It's just like, I talk about it in my book. It's cheap sugar. You just throw him a little cheap sugar. You call him your hero. You give him a hug. Oh my God, I couldn't do it without you.
I always thought it was an interesting example of equality versus equity when basically everybody, the men and the women, all got one pair of underwear, which was equal. But women were getting a bunch of UTIs. And so women they said, this sucks. It's not fair. It's equal, but it's not fair. And that real equity was acknowledging that there's a different outcome based on this equal start. And it's interesting having watched, you've been with Survivor as it kind of faced some of the ways it really was like a microcosm, especially around what it was like for women to play. And I'm wondering like what your reflections are on that.
It has evolved so much. Like the way that they produce the show and cast the show is now very different. And yeah, like my season, it was hard. I wrote these stories too because I just like needed to tell my own story because of what was going on in my personal life after I played Survivor. I was slut-shamed really bad after I played my first game. And then after Micronesia, although I had never hooked up with anyone in the game, other people were making out with people on the show. I wasn't. I just used my sexuality and flirtatious sort of feminine power, which I'm sorry, but it's truly the only thing we have as women over men. Like that's all we've got. It's like we can be, Cerie's like, if you can't beat them with these, you can beat them with these. But like men have brains too.
I mean, some of them.
Yeah, occasionally.
You'll find one now and again,
but it's
yeah,
like,
for sure.
well, for me, I'm like, I know that I have this power and I'm going to use it to win this game because winning the game is my number one goal. So people can think of me how they want to think of me. And back then in 2006, 2008, 2010, when the 3 shows came out pretty much back to back, it was full on like slut shame city, where women were like, any woman who was confident in her sexuality, who was flirty, who was unapologetic about, being confident and sexy, was pushed down, slut shamed, like taken the power away, because it was scary for people. And I think with what people saw on Micronesia, that power works to the point of someone making a really dumb move like Eric, and then that move following him for the rest of his life. It's like, ooh, this is what can happen if we let women have power and let them work together. And it just really scared people. So I dealt with that in my personal life a lot. In the dating world, for me, it was a true shit show.
There was like a hangover from the show.
Dark times.
Why?
It's really
what happened?
bad.
Like, what does that look like? What is like, people know, they know you. What does that mean?
I felt like, because I had lied and manipulated and hurt my friends and blindsided Ozzy, and he was so mad at me, and I'd lost my friendship with Amanda, I was like, oh, I'm a bad person. And like, I guess, maybe I should I'm like, never gonna, what guy is gonna want to date a black widow who like brings guys in to get close to her and then betrays them and stabs them in the back? So I was like, setting myself up for a failure every time I went on a date. I was like, I'm not going to date good guys, because a good guy wouldn't want to date me. So I started making some pretty rough choices in my dating life that I had to really take. Once I got divorced, I like really took a hard look at this, and I was like, oh, this is me creating this pattern. I want to change this. But I was so scared. I was like, after I got divorced, I was like, oh God, like, I don't know how to date. Like, what if I go out in the world and meet someone, I think they're good and they're not, and then I make another relationship like I had, and I was so scared.
Did you overcorrect?
What happened was I dated like kind of lightly, and I was meeting men who they fell into 2 categories. One was emotionally available, very kind, very like fun to talk to, terrible in bed, no chemistry.
Okay.
And then the other one was like great in bed, emotionally stunted.
Sure.
So I was like, I'll just never be able to find both.
So you started
in
dating
a
women.
man.
So, yeah, but that's where the women come in.
Yeah.
A classic story if there ever was one. Yeah, I was single when I was 29, and then I was next single when I was 40. So I was never single in my 30s. That was an adjustment.
Big one.
Woof.
Is it better now?
Oh,
because
well,
you know yourself better now.
So it's faster. Yeah, I mean, it was very confusing. It was like, oh, like I don't remember how to do that. Like, I was like pre-apps. It was just like, I didn't know how to do anything. But it is true that you know yourself better. And that was real. Like, that was like, there was real power in that, especially when like I was like single. I'm not single anymore. Thank God. I never want to be single again. So that gives you a sense of how much I hated it. Oh my God. Love It or Leave It, brought to you by Quince. As the weather cools, I'm swapping in the pieces that actually get the job done. Warm, durable, built to last, and Quince delivers every time with wardrobe staples that'll carry you through the season. Quince has the kind of fall staples you actually want to wear on repeat, like 100% Mongolian cashmere from just $60, classic fit denim and real leather, and wool outerwear that looks sharp and holds up. There's a really great suede trucker jacket. It's perfect for layering and looks really casual, but put together. You gotta look casual and put together. That's the thing we're going for as a society. We used to all dress up, and then we stopped doing that. And now most people, they look like dog. None of us know what to wear anywhere, but you can wear a casual but put together suede trucker jacket, and everything will be okay. They partner directly with ethical factories and top artisans, so Quince cuts out the middleman to deliver premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. I love Quince. I've got great sheets from there, a great sweatshirt from there. The quality holds up. It should be a place you go and just check. If you're going to buy something from somewhere, go check Quince. They probably have something better for less. Quince will become your go-to across the board. I've gotten bedding there, as I said, but also it's like I got a bag there. They've got like great like cooking stuff there. It's just a great place to check. Layer up this fall with pieces that feel as good as they look. Quince.com/loveit for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/Lovett. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Lovett. Oh, this is what I wanted to say about Eric. It is true that, like, kind of, I guess you were flirting, and the four of you were kind of getting Eric to come in flirtatiously. But I almost think maybe one of the reasons it was more threatening is it was sort of almost like playing on his desire, not like sexual, but just like to be a man and to be protective of, like, there's like like that he's a man, and so he, like, the right thing for a man to do is to, like, sacrifice for women,
Totally.
the weaker sex.
Yeah.
And, like, maybe that, like, because there was a sweetness to what he did, right? And it didn't seem like because he wanted to date anybody. I don't know if that's how it felt. Like,
No, and to be clear, not everyone was using the flirtatious strategy. Like, that was my go-to with specific people, James mostly. But with Eric didn't really like me. We didn't really gel. So I was like bad cop in that scenario.
Oh, yeah.
We just had specific roles to play to get him to give the necklace
truly
up.
amazing.
But I think you're so right with that instinct, and I think you're right with men being like, wait a minute, they played him with this thing like, we're trying to be good guys and do the right thing that we've been taught to do since we were kids, and we got screwed and made to look stupid. So yeah, I think there's something even deeper at play there.
We talked to Dorinda, and she was on season 3 of Traitors for one episode, another great out in the first. But she talked about how strange it was to be a Bravo reality person and meeting Survivor reality people, and that she's like, oh, these Survivor players are like cut from a different cloth. Like, we are not up for going up against these Survivor people. What was it like hanging with the Bravo crowd when you were on Traitors?
It's so funny because Survivors are very calculated, and we automatically assume someone's up to something. And the housewives are not. They're just having a good time. They're just like, it's like Kate Chastain. She just wants to, like, have her cocktail and shoot the shit and enjoy whatever she's doing or complain about it. And they're more color commentators, and we're more of like the play-by-play kind of people, if you're like doing a game analogy. Because you need the color people who are like a adding flair. But then the Survivors are moving the ball down the field. We're like, oh, this is what's happening with the ball. It's going here and there. And they're like, what ball? Where? We don't see it.
Yeah, is that like where Sandra's explaining how the numbers might work? Being like, no, if we have an alliance, it's maybe okay that there's a traitor here. Let me explain why. And it's like,
they're like, nope, absolutely not. This game is called Traitors. We got to get the traitor out. And I'm like, no, don't.
Do you feel like Traitors still... Russell was a little bit a part of this. You were a part of this. But, like, Survivor, one thing that was amazing is how players made the game changed the game and, like, found depth and nuance and strategy inside of it over time. And then the rules change and everything. It evolves together. I feel like Traitors still hasn't had that moment where somebody comes in and is like, there are things we can do that haven't been done here before. You know, that hasn't been like, there hasn't been like a villain, like a Russell type to kind of turn Traitors on its head.
Traitors, this is my take on Traitors, is it's so many people, first of all, off the bat. Like, it's 21 something players that you have to get to know every single one of them. Survivor, at least you're split into tribes. So you got 10 that you got to get to know, and then the other 10 you're competing against them, so you don't have to worry about them yet. But Traitors is like, okay, oh my God, you have to get to know every single person as best as you can right away, and then you have to see how are they casually before we go to the round table, and then we claim who the traitors are. So it just moves at lightning speed, and everyone's super paranoid. And then there's also this element of it's a show. It's a show. Like, people are making TV for Traitors, and the gameplay is sort of kind of secondary because it's really hard to win as a traitor. I think you have to be a full-on sociopath. Like, you just do. Like, you have to be able to, like, cold-blooded lie for 3 weeks straight and not lose your cool and be cutthroat at the round table and redirect the conversation. Like, I had a really hard time just living. And then, like, I was just like, oh, just let me live. I just got to get a glass of water and, like, go to the bathroom.
You sort of developed a look that people
Yeah,
talked
I
about.
know.
You developed a look on that. It was a kind of like a peering, kind of a
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Was that what was that?
It was a
that
squint pout.
was it just sort of trying to keep it together? Like, is it like a way to make your face so you're not revealing something?
Look, I have no idea
You don't know where it came from.
I don't know. I've been told that I make this look when I'm like deeply listening to people. My
good.
mom makes the look.
Oh yeah.
But she makes it in a way that looks a little more judgy. It's like, I'm listening, but I'm also judging. And for me, I'm like, I'm listening, but I don't believe you. I don't know what the look was, but it was like, Ekin-Su told me. She's like, are you aware that you make this look when you're
Such a good
thinking?
accent. Really good.
Isn't
Really
that good?
Really good.
I didn't know. But then they montaged the look and I was like, okay, I see it. I get it. I make this. But I also couldn't be myself. Like I was like clammed up and real tight, which is not, it doesn't feel good for me to do that. I'm usually very warm, very open, very friendly. I want to connect with you. And I like bring you into my, enthusiasm bubble. But on Traitors, I was like, don't let them get too close because I didn't know if I would say the right thing or the wrong thing. And then Peter comes at me and he's like, how do I know you're not a traitor? And I'm like, how do I know you're not a traitor?
It's a good response. Answer a question with a question.
It's so bad.
So what, like, do you consider reality TV your career?
I mean, I didn't intend to make it my career, but it seems it has become that.
Do you think, like, people have come back to Survivor in the last couple of years, and it seems like that's in part because it is a microcosm at a time when people feel a little bit disconnected from each other. And I'm, like, wondering why you think Survivor has remained so interesting to people. Is it the politics of it? Is it the competition of it? Is it the watching people suffer? Like, what do you think makes people excited about it?
I think it's all of that. And I also think it's a nostalgia because people started watching this show in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's been on for 25 years and they have memories of watching it with their parents when they were little and now they're adults and the world is hard and they get to like kind of reconnect with that little kid comfort of sitting with their parents on the couch watching this show. Or they also still have that thread to their parents. Like maybe they've grown up and they've moved across the world and they've lost really a lot of connection with their parents, but they can still watch Survivor. They can still talk about their favorite players. So it does connect people generationally. And it also is like a nostalgia. It's a feeling. Survivor gives people a feeling. I know you played 3 days, so you probably know this feeling.
Yeah, for sure.
Very
whatever you have to say, I get it.
Very embodied feeling. But like I have this feeling when it's a smell. Survivor is a smell to me. It's like the feeling of damp clothing. I put on a sweater today that wasn't fully dry and I was like, feels like Survivor, and I had to take it off because I was like, I can't actually wear damp clothes because it feels like that to me. But I know viewers also have that. And then now that I'm out in the world promoting my book and doing these drag shows, I'm meeting a lot of people, a lot of fans, and they tell me stories about what Survivor means to them and how it has given them the confidence to be themselves and come out to their parents or their family. And it's like people's gay awakening a lot of the time. And I'm just like, that's so cool. I think that there are so many reasons why Survivor has stood the test of time, but it is sort of a primal, it's like a primal human experience that we get to watch play out.
Yeah, there's part of it too. I think like this comes from the show, but also from Jeff, which is it's not ironic. It's not. It takes itself seriously, and it's really earnest, right? It's not cynical at all. Like Jeff is so keyed into it, truly believes in it, and there's a lot of places where people think, oh, like you don't have to try that hard, or or places where it doesn't seem fair. And Survivors, of course, can be not fair, but like it rewards people who are willing to like fucking work hard and fight and try. And like maybe I think there's something to that about like a completely earnest, unironic, direct, we compete, like you get votes, you have to win. Like there's something like missing from our culture now. There's like part of the nostalgia. Like there's something missing from our culture that's like we're a less earnest place.
Yeah, I think so. And I think there's also that like gritty kind of earthy element to
Yeah.
it that you're talking about. That's just we're everything's high tech in a cloud. So now you get to watch people feel physical symptoms of hunger. When do you ever have to deal with that? Like very rarely in our privileged society do we have to deal with that. And not having a roof over your head and being exposed to the elements and watching people go through that is sort of a cathartic experience, I think, for the watcher, where we can feel it a little bit in ourselves.
Yeah, and no
watching other
shortcuts
people go through
either.
it.
There's no screens. Well, there were a couple seasons where all of a sudden there'd be like a
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile product placement. For the most part, no screens. All right.
I think I had the Sprint Palm Pre. Palm.
Oh yeah, you did. Wow, that's
guys
that's a lot. Wow, that's a lot. Did social media make going on Survivor different, better, worse?
Oh, this time for going on Australian Survivor, it doesn't really factor in for me for how I play the game, because I don't think about how I'm going to be perceived afterwards. Like, I've really let go of any kind of caring or control over trying to manage anyone else's perception of me. So whoever's going to watch me play is going to have their opinion, and that doesn't matter to me. So when I go out and play, I'm just going to play to win. And social media will be what it is afterwards.
Yeah.
Like when I went and played Traitors, I was like, oh my God, can I do this? Because I'd just finalized my divorce, and I hadn't played anything since 40, and I sucked on 40. So I was like, oh, how am I going to do? And going out and playing, I was like, I did not do well. I didn't think I did well when I played Traitors. But then watching the show, I was like, oh, I actually did
great.
Pretty good. And then the feedback from the fans was wild love, like big love. And that was such a new experience for me, because I'd only had kind of like drips of love and sort of like backlash in real time when I'd done a show in the past. So that was really fun. I think the tides have turned with social media for me. I get a lot more praise than backlash now. And I think for other people that are new, that are playing, it's very different.
Yeah. It's funny because it's something similar that I think to be good on Survivor or Traitors or to be a good housewife, part of it is the knowing yourself. So what Dorinda talked about too, that like, I stopped worrying about, I just do what I do. And if you worry about it, you're not being yourself. You're not being authentic. And I do think, like, had I had more time, boy, how much fun I could have had.
We get you back out there. Did they call you for 50?
I'm here.
Oh, no.
Currently, are we in Fiji? Doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like
no,
we're in
more in
Fiji.
Scotland, but you do have a palm tree over there.
We do have a palm tree over there. What lessons do you think a good politician can take from a good Survivor player?
A good politician.
Yeah, what do you like? You ever like turn it like, do you ever see politics unfolding and thinking, oh,
yes.
like these people could use a season?
They could use
some training,
some coaching.
Yeah,
they could certainly use some coaching. I think yes. Well, first of all, authenticity matters. Being connected to yourself and your message and like really actually believing in it is important. So if you want to win your race, like, cool, but pick something that you actually care about.
Yeah,
first
you need
of all,
that anchor. Yeah.
Yeah, and then get out there. And the way to galvanize people is to like really just speak from the heart, and don't be afraid to make connections with people. And it's okay to shake up the game.
Got to shake up the game sometimes.
You got to shake up the game
Somebody's
sometimes.
gotta
like,
shake it up.
do it differently. Don't do it the same way that every other stuffy politician has always done it. Get out there and do something different. Shake it up. Let's have, some cool stuff in politics. It's been pretty dark out there.
I'm going to see which of these politicians you think would do well on Survivor. Are you ready? Donald Trump.
Oh, God. I think he would probably die. I think he would.
Without the makeup. Yeah, no, he's not one for roughing it.
His face would melt off. His skin, is it even real skin? It's like latex. It would just...
Yeah, so maybe he wouldn't do so well. What about Nancy Pelosi?
Nancy Pelosi, I think she would probably do well. We like a strong authoritarian lady. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Bring
She's
the
very tough.
The Dom energy.
What about AOC?
Oh, well, I'm obsessed with her. She would crush.
I think she would do well.
I think she would do great.
She's a threat, though. She's a threat.
She's
very charming.
She is a threat, but sometimes threats can continue to be threats and still make it all the way to the end and win.
I've never seen that. I didn't know that was possible. That's not my experience. That wasn't my experience. Can we roll the clip of
you getting voted off?
Yeah.
No.
Let's see. I want to see.
Do you have the tissues?
First vote, John.
Didn't even spell my fucking name right.
Monica, one vote, John. One
This
vote
is hard to watch.
I didn't realize we were
Okay,
going to watch
well,
all of it.
yeah.
That was my vote.
John.
That was your They're trying.
Disaster.
What are you feeling right now?
So
First person voted out of
my regret.
John. That's 4. That's enough. Need to bring
You're
it
like,
to
don't even
no
say
more,
it.
no more. I can't take
You're
it
like,
anymore.
I don't even want to hear.
Although, look at that. Wasted that Todd Snyder shirt.
But you get up, no fanfare, no goodbyes, no hugs.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. Didn't even look at them, I don't think. I made a little joke.
Burn bright and fast.
Are you
Time for you to go.
All right.
burn bright and fast?
I tried something.
Yeah.
Had a, speaking
Like a
of,
stick of dynamite. You did give them a goodbye.
I waved. Fuck it. I waved.
You did. Do you
I
wish you
waved.
didn't?
My regret is so I wasn't surprised at all. I like, they can as you know, like they show there's so much talking and trying to figure things out, and I felt like I had like a 20% chance, and my only question was whether I should play my shot in the dark or not. But I wasn't. My regret looking back is like I had this thought of like I should dump out my bag in front of everybody and take the shot in the dark and go back there. But it's just I felt like I never got purchase. Like I never. Like I needed to get through. I told Jeff when I like met him for the first time, like I'm gonna go far in this game or I'm gonna get out first, and like that's just my personality. And I just like never like I needed to get through one vote to just sort of get my sea legs, and I just didn't get that chance.
Yeah. Next time, playing
Next
again.
Next time.
You burn bright and long.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Now before we let you go, we would let you are world renowned for the backstab, for the blind side. We have some historic political backstabs and blindsides we would like for you to review. First up, we have John McCain, who surprised everybody by voting to save Obamacare by giving it a thumbs down in the stunned face of Republicans and then President Donald Trump, and now President, unfortunately. Do we have that clip?
1:29 a.m. Senator McCain re-enters the chamber. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell stands at the front of the room like he had most of the night. The grin on his face, though, quickly disappears.
Mr. Peters.
Senator Bernie Sanders appears to nudge Senator Jeanne Shaheen as if to say, "Watch this." McCain waves his hand to get the attention of the Senate clerk, pauses for just a moment, and gives a dramatic thumbs down.
Boom. Thumbs down.
An audible gasp on the Senate floor.
That was a real blindside.
I love that.
That was a real
it's
political
hype.
blindside.
Well, this is the other reason why people love Survivor, because we are so trained in this kind of game in life. Like we watch that and we're like, oh my God, we love it. It's like getting winning something or getting something over on somebody.
Yeah, healthcare. In this case, it was healthcare.
Let's win healthcare.
Sometimes it's like a sandwich and maybe an idol, but in this case, it was Obamacare.
Something that really, really matters.
Did matter a little. Did matter.
I love a blindside like that.
We have one. Let's do one more, which is this was Ted Cruz at the 2016 Republican convention. He was speaking because he was meant to endorse Trump, and then he did this.
If you love our country and love your children as much as I know that you do, stand and speak and vote your conscience. Vote for candidates up and down the ticket who you trust to defend our freedom and to be faithful to the Constitution.
Wow.
I would say the only act of political courage in his life.
Yes.
And he did recant soon after. He said, "My conscience tells me we must do everything we can to stop Hillary Clinton." So he did backtrack on it, but it was pretty good. That's an intense backstab on the floor of the Republican convention.
I love a good backstab. God, especially when there's a huge live audience.
Oh yeah.
And you know the feeling that he has when he's saying it? He's like, "Oh, I'm the most badass dude in the joint." And then afterwards, he's like, "Shoot, I have a courage hangover."
Did you ever have any courage hangovers in a blindside?
Well, I always felt like a little bit like, oops, like I'm gonna have to do damage control. Like after we blindsided Ozzy, and then I had to deal with James, and then after I played the double idol, so I played one of Russell's idols, and he wasn't aware, and I stole his thunder, and then I had to deal with Russell after that. Those moments were like, oopsies.
Ever done a
sorry.
blindside in the world? In the real, actual,
Oh
non-survivor
my
world?
God, probably. Like, I would really have to dig into the archives of my brain for that, but I'm sure I have. Like, I don't know. I do a lot of stuff, so possibly, most likely, I have. I don't know what. Yeah. Okay, moving on.
I like that. Dating women, you gonna stick with it?
Because I was supposed
You
to
don't
be
have to answer that.
blindsided.
You don't have to answer. You don't have to answer. Parvati, thank you so much for being here. This was so much fun. It was so good to talk to you. Thank you so
fun.
much.
Thank you.
It's love it or leave it.